Okay, this is me. I told you I was going to bounce from that account over to this one. Um, I think that as a result of the internet, what's going to happen since the way that the internet works is it's just a bunch of peer to peer nodes. It's peer to peer. That was what was very destructive early on when the internet came available. People started using peer to peer applications like Napster and Nadella, and they were just exhibiting the natural, what the internet is naturally, what it naturally does. Is that what makes the internet works is that all your computers are connecting to other computers that are connecting to other computers, and they're in a network, and they're when you connect from one place to another, you are connecting to 7 or 8 or 9 computers in between that are just up the chain of a network. And if you're connecting to somebody that's in your own neighborhood, it'll go up that chain and come back. It's really inefficient for it to go all the way out to, say, Germany and then come back to your friend locally. And so the reason why they've done stuff like that is because of the need for faster internet communications, and that leads to the creation of a thing called a backbone. And backbones are usually set up by corporations that have lots of money and resources. But the internet doesn't rely on backbones. It does. The internet that we use throughout the world does to some extent. But even if those broke down, people could create another connection elsewhere. It's like a starfish that the internet is it's designed, it works on a protocol, and that protocol will work regardless of what you've got it running over. And so the hardware is kind of invisible to the protocol itself. The protocol doesn't see the hardware. It interacts with other computers expecting to find the protocol on the other end to interact with them. So it is the interface that the internet relies upon, the applications that use this protocol to interact with each other, and the internet itself, the system and everything, is maintained as software on top of hardware, and the hardware is what makes the internet actually work. But without the protocol, it really wouldn't work. It would be really difficult to make it vendor agnostic, or you know, the thing is that you don't want to be dependent on a single vendor because they're going to take you for all you're worth. Okay, so the idea is to use open protocols, which is what the TCP/IP is. Is it's an open protocol for the way for devices to work with each other to permit you to communicate across long distances, and that's what the internet is. It's the combination of vendor specific hardware, bunches of different vendor specific hardware, um, married to an open protocol, and that open protocol is used by all sorts of applications over all sorts of networks, and those networks use those different kinds of vendor hardware. And if it weren't open like that, then it'd be fairly inefficient. It wouldn't be as cost effective. It would lose so much benefits, and that's the reason why the internet works the way it does, or that it even exists, is that somebody was able to divorce the the hardware that people use. I mean, divorce their dependency on particular um, what it did is it forced the commercial world to understand how to get everybody connected in the world, and um, how that is possible is through the protocol. Without the protocol, this never would have happened. And any other kind of changes of that sort also have to have similar protocols. But you know what this internet thing is going to do is it's going to make the world more distributed and uh, less star network oriented. A city is a star is like a star. Everything goes to and from that city. It's a hub. Okay, we're going to be less hub oriented and more distributed. Okay, and so we're not going to be going to New York for everything. We're not going to be going to Dallas for everything. We're going to be going to whatever is nearby to get our work done, because because it's going to be the least stressful. The closer the more you get involved with central hubs like Los Angeles and New York, the greater your stress goes up. And when your stress is high, your immune system is low. And if there's any kind of thing like COVID out there, a lot of people are going to die in the cities. Less people are going to die in the communities, because the people in the communities that are distributed around, it's going to take a while for that virus to get to them. And the other thing is, those people are less stressed. They're not as stressed as the people that are in the cities. The people in the cities are going to die. And so what COVID is essentially doing is it's forcing us to be more distributed and less hub oriented. So it's kind of like we're going to look a bit closer and more like the way the internet works as a protocol. We're going to be more peer to peer and less just tons of 18-wheelers. I mean, if there is going to be, if it's going to be product oriented, it's going to be that you're going to have factories all over the place. And for wherever the people have needs, they're going to be need factories. And they might not be factories for a specific vendor. They might be factories for ad hoc. It'll be like these people that are doing these 3D printers. They're probably going to be doing that for everything. And so, like, if you're to get a car, you'll probably be ordering in the materials to make the car and then have them 3D printed into the car that you want. But it may be the case that having a car might not be all that important anymore, because you're going to be meeting with people in VR and a VR headset. So why would you need a car? Why would you have to have a nice car? People have found that even when people are brought into the VR space, their need for nice things and a different avatar, all that stuff, all their social perception and stuff is carried to them with them in the virtual space, and they actually find it's much nicer because they don't have to change actual physical attributes. They don't have to get big breasts. They don't have to fix their teeth or anything. In VR, you can still interact with people and have the fun and the friendship and stuff, and not have to be concerned about how you look actually. And you can still have those friendships. And if you do meet each other in reality, you will have already developed the relationship. You will have already developed the relationship in VR. And so as people find that out, and COVID is helping to do this, as people find that out, they're going to be less concerned about the things they used to be concerned about before COVID. it's possible it could go back to the way it was before COVID, but are we ever going to have anything like we did before COVID? And the reason why a lot of people are getting upset right now is about the vaccines and stuff is because they're just frustrated because things are the way that they don't have they're outside of their comfort zone, and they've been out way too long, and they're frustrated with that. And the reality is that maybe this is good.